Hello, Troy White, Hoodoo Financial. Um, I want to talk to you some more about cryptocurrencies. So, we're talking about transactions in Bitcoin. And I'm still kind of working on the concept that is Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies going to be an integral part of our monetary system? Meaning, is Bitcoin going to replace money, going to replace dollars? Is it going to be money? I mean, it is a digital means of exchange, but will we feel like Bitcoin is money at some point? Right now, I think people are treating it as a stock and are investing in it with the intent for it to go up in value, but that's not even what it's for. So let's dive into that a little bit. So, as long as Bitcoin is being used as a storage of value in automated blockchain transactions, it will be needed. So, that means if we're using it as part of blockchain, as part of the blockchain, as part of business, you as an entrepreneur in the business that you start, or in some of the business use cases that you currently are involved in, you interact with businesses who are using blockchain technology. Some people doubt Bitcoin could become a generalized medium of exchange, and storage of value is one thing, but medium of exchange is another. Medium of exchange means it has to be accepted everywhere. So when I'm buying something, the place that I'm buying it from needs to be able to use this currency, meaning Bitcoin in this case. And so the solution there is it needs to be more used wider. It needs wider use. And so that's why I'm encouraging everyone who is an entrepreneur to incorporate Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, but Bitcoin and Ethereum specifically, as part of their payment processing system. So when you look for service providers as an entrepreneur, look for payment processing systems and platforms that accept cryptocurrencies. But we can look into that as well. But the point being, I want entrepreneurs to keep a focus on the payment processing systems that they use, and that if ever possible, include use the vendor that accepts cryptocurrencies. And so remember, all legal tender, well, that's what cash is, legal tender. But legal tender doesn't mean that you are legally required to take it. It just means that the Treasury Department is required to back it, meaning to they will back it with their enforcement power and cash in, with change. They would exchange the value for whatever is written on that currency. Private business can be transacted with any currency that those businesses agree to transact with. You could use pesos if you wanted to. Some places accept your Canadian coins. I remember that from as a kid. And but today most merchants accept multiple payment methods. They accept Visa, Mastercard, American Express, cash, debit cards. So so just utilize a vendor that, in addition to that mix, they allow you to accept cryptocurrencies. And the fees on those cash transactions, Mastercard, Visa, debits, credit, American Express, all that can be up to 2% of the transaction. So it's not like it's helping. Excuse me. It's currently blockchain solutions will be cheaper for the merchant. So, uh, so again, back to the question is, will cryptocurrencies become a general method of transactions utilizing transactions, making transactions, payment for transactions. And I'm saying, yeah, as long as they remain competitive with these other payment options, and as long as the cryptocurrency, specifically Bitcoin, off from in the beginning, and potentially Ether, as long as they can be a payment option offered by most um, payment processing systems, and as long as they do that, I think it's going to, it will mean that cryptocurrencies will be here to stay. So all cash alternatives are centralized. All these cash alternatives that I mentioned are centralized intermediaries, meaning cash alternatives, meaning debit, credit, your debit cards, your credit card, uh, Discover card, American Express. Those are centralizing intermediaries. They still use centralized currencies, and the credit card company performs a verification that processes the payment. So they verify you are who you say you are, that the merchant is where they say they are, and that the money is there, and they do it. And really, they provide the money ahead of time for you. And so their financial intermediary or the trusted third party. So we can't, I mean, credit is a form of trust. And the store doesn't trust me, and I don't trust the store. So, but we trust MasterCard or Visa. So we'll both work through them. And so that's what the blockchain will do, is replace that trusted third party and make that transaction seamless. And so there's going to be multiple, what I call equilibria for Bitcoin. And so the first one, these are possible, right? And the first one is that equilibrium is at zero, meaning it's worthless. It becomes worth less. The other is that it's used by groups, some specialized groups and early adopters. That's pretty much where we are now. That's the current value of Bitcoin and the other cryptocurrencies. And then there's a future or potential equilibrium that could be achieved, and that is where Bitcoin is the dominant medium of exchange. It's the dominant form of payment. It's the dominant uh, method of storing our value. I might feel more comfortable storing my value overnight in cryptocurrencies than I do in a dollar. Today I don't, but I could foresee that moment occurring very easily, very easily. So in a scenario like that, I think Bitcoin could become the dominant medium of exchange.